Ladies and gentlemen, the debate rages on regarding the visas, and this is more of a widespread issue, it seems like, with Musk and Trump and Vivek and some of these people. We've got some words that have come out, I guess, from Trump, although it's kind of a hazy situation. I'll explain it here. You can see Trump supports Elon Musk's backed work visa policy, saying, quote, I have many H-1B visas on my property. I'm a believer in H-1B. I've used it many times. It's a great program. So that is what Trump, I guess, just said, according to the New York Post. Now, people have come out and they've said, well, right now, Trump actually doesn't use H-1Bs, but we've got clips that in Trump's during debates in 2016 admitting and saying, yeah, this is something that billionaires take advantage of, the H-1B. I think it's bad and I think it should be removed. Just like when Trump found the tax loopholes and Hillary was trying to get him on that, he said, yeah, I use the loopholes, so do your friends who are really rich, because there's the loopholes that are here and we need to remove them. And so that's what Trump was saying about the H-1B visa situation, and pretty much everyone can agree. And with a situation like this where there's a fight within the party, you've got the tech bros. The main problem is with these tech bros, many of them are either immigrants themselves or they're very close with immigrants. So they're immediately going to side in a certain way. And Elon Musk is an immigrant. So this isn't surprising that he's siding in the way he is, but obviously it's a lot deeper than that. This is mainly to get cheaper labor. And Musk can say, well, there's not enough talent in the United States. I think that's false. I also think DEI is a major part of that. But there are statistics, to be fair to Musk, if we're going to say both sides, I think this is a wider thing to where it seems like there's racism against white people and we can't respond to it, because if we do, we'll be deplatformed. But it is a wider thing to where you look at some of the AI jobs, a lot of them come from China. Musk, I think, sees a lot of people in India. I mean, there's just a ton of people in India in general. Some of them are going to be bound to be smart. The country of India is not particularly anywhere close to what the United States is, obviously, but they're trying to pluck talent out of there. And a lot of this is also a leverage play. And Musk has came out, and Vivek has as well. They've criticized American culture. They're trying to swing it now. I saw someone, it was like Vivek's spokesperson talking to Fox News saying, no, he was just talking about the liberals and how they've ruined the culture within America. No, Vivek was talking about back in the 1990s. He used a totally arbitrary date to pick on American culture and say that, oh, we have too many sleepovers. And I mean, there's certain problems with every culture for sure. But the idea that we're just supposed to play dumb and take this right after we elected Trump to be an America First president and really not have this rhetoric to where it's like we're helping Elon Musk. And this is Elon Musk and his little return on investment, right? He put a lot of money into the Trump campaign. He stuck his neck out there. He got criticized by a ton of people on the left, and Trump won. And now Elon Musk wants to influence things significantly. And I understand, I hear a lot of people saying, well, there's other people influencing. Billionaires always have influence, but this is a little bit different. We can agree on that. And the thing is with me, people have come out, they say, well, you're trying to divide. And it's not just, a lot of people agree with me. Like, I'll upload videos about this going against Elon. They get tons of likes. People understand. But there are people that are like, no, you're dividing. We need to own the libs. It's like, I have my own opinions. If I see something and I disagree with that Musk is saying, and I want to talk about it, I'm just going to talk about it. I really don't care about it. It's like, we have to be robots and just, oh my God, this is a smaller thing. I agree when it comes to the visa issue. We know that Trump said he wants this form of selective immigration to where you take the best. But the problem is the inner workings of the situation, what Vivek and Musk have said. Musk blatantly lied. I don't know if any of the Musk lovers are going to talk about that. He blatantly lied about H-1B visas. It's a totally different visa. It's the O-1 visa. You look at the H-1B, the starting salary for an H-1B is $60,000. And he said that the H-1B was for the top 0.1%. The top 0.1% coming over from India is making $60,000. Well, no wonder you want it. It's a great deal, but it's also not what the H-1B function is. That's why now they've had to walk it back. And they're like, all right, well, there are issues within the H-1B. There's total fraud. People are using it. And Trump admitted back in 2016 during a debate, I'm going to play it, about how there's fraud within the H-1Bs because, I mean, it's not even the fact that you pay them less money. The leverage that these employers have over these people on temporary visas is insane. And that's why they have to work so much harder. And then if you do work really hard for a company, you can try and get a green card. And maybe the employer, if you work very, very hard for them, you work 78 or 80 hours a week, you get your green card, you go to the United States, you get to stay there. But it's up to the employer. The employer acts as the god. as opposed to an American citizen who has a very nice degree, has amazing grades, but they're not in that same situation because they were born an American citizen. And then they want to act like we're dumb and things like that. So that's what I guess this is what Trump said today, but this doesn't answer the problems we have with Musk, to where Musk said, oh no, it's just the H-1B. It's just for the ultra top 0.1%, whatever. Well, no, that's wrong. It's totally wrong. The only reason that this is even a thing is because Musk said that, and the people refuted it and said, look at all these H-1B fraud issues that have been going on. And then they're like, oh yeah, it needs to be reformed, but now we can come to an agreement that the H-1Bs are needed. And you know what, when it comes to immigrants and stuff like that, I just think that's such a defeating position. What's the point of having a country if you constantly have to outsource labor in terms of like the best positions overseas? And listen, you bring people in, you want to stay number one because that's what these people are so obsessed with the United States. And it's something I understand. They love GDP and that's great, and we're number one by a mile. But there's just such an obsession. It's like they're more obsessed. See, this is the difference. They're more obsessed with GDP growth than a country's identity. That's the root of the issue with these people. And so that's the disagreement that me and so many other people have with them. You've got this. So this is Elon Musk agrees with Scott Jennings' proposal. So Scott Jennings, listen, I understand there's a lot of, I don't want to call it like the Republican influencers, but there's a lot of people that are a lot more famous than me that are part of the Republican Party, or they're talking Republican politics, and they're being a lot more careful than I am. And so they approach the situation, and you've got one segment that's very powerful. It's the Elon Musk segment. And by the way, it's a bunch of immigrants. A lot of these people aren't even Americans, saying that, oh, it's the racist white people. They're disgusting. They should let all these, these work visas go through. And you've got the other side, which is mainly the MAGA base. And then you've got people that, a lot of these influencers, they don't want to upset either one. So the proposal here, as you can see, reform and restrict the current H-1B system. No more abuse, no choosing foreigners in jobs easily filled by qualified Americans. Remember, that's something that Musk never even talked about. He just endorsed the system and wanted more Indians because there's a 7% cap for any country when it comes to every year. He says, well, there's way more people in India. There's way more people that are qualified from India. He never talked about the system being used badly. If we just let this happen, this system would be, according to, with Musk, the system would be even worse than it was, but people pushed back against it. And now Musk and other people are admitting, okay, there are issues within the system. Because originally, I don't think Musk was going to say anything. They abused the hell out of this system, and it's all billionaires, and Trump's admitted it. So you've got that. And then you can see, except the proven geniuses, the top 0.1 to 1%, from other nations, siphoning the top of the top away from our competitors. And again, that's mainly not what the H-1B visas are. Now, yes, to get an H-1B visa, it's not easy. You have to have a lot of qualifications, but there's a separate visa that is for the extraordinary people. Musk is acting like the extraordinary people come over on H-1Bs, and a lot of successful people do. But the extraordinary, like the way that Musk is saying it, he's talking about a different visa. It's the O1 visa. That is the best of the best. That is the top 0.1. They use the O1 visas. They do not use H1B. Now, there are a lot of successful, very smart people that come over on H1Bs, but there is a visa that's used for the exceptional of the exceptional, and it is not H1B. And again, but the problem with H1B, it's more widespread, so you're going to get more fraud within the system. And I mean, Trump admits it. I'm going to go to what Trump said, but this idea, it's formatted. You're saying the top 0.1%. Well, that's not what the visa is exactly. If you're arguing the O1 top 0.1, absolutely, that's what the O1 is. There's no cap on the O1 because it's so hard to even get one, because it is the top, the cream of the crop. The requirements are so crazy. But you've got this. Are we really supposed to believe America has a shortage of dudes who want to work and write about video games? I thought that was funny. And then this from Ramaswamy, guys. I don't even know what to say. End affirmative action. America is the land of meritocracy. What is Ramaswamy trying to prove with this whole point of meritocracy? Right. We're the land of meritocracy. That's what we meant. They're trying to interwove. See what they're doing? They're trying to interwove DEI and meritocracy. Meritocracy, it doesn't mean we're going to import people to take over that you supposedly think are better than the citizens in this country. Meritocracy is just the citizens within our country, the ones that are the cream of the crop. they get the jobs just because it's a bunch of, Asian people or white people. They should still get those positions because they're the most successful and they're going to move our country forward. And so this idea of meritocracy, so meritocracy is just look around the world. This is the thing. There's no loyalty to the United States. This is what he's saying. Whoever is the best at programming, I don't care where you're located, you're coming in, you're getting a job in the United States because you're going to help our GDP growth. But like, what are you even saying? No, yeah, meritocracy in the United States, that's fine. But we're not going to go shop around and look for replacements for American citizens because someone else in India is better at doing a job than an American citizen. We are United States citizens. We put our own first. We have a country. We have borders. We have a constitution. We have citizens that we must be loyal to over this idea. Meritocracy. You know what? There's programmers right now that are not nearly as good as the ones in China. Let's go recruit them because they're better. Oh my God, they could help our GDP a little bit. But see, like, come on. Is there any loyalty? And then Ramaswamy does the gaslighting about, American culture, and he already walks it back there like, he never mentioned American culture. That's what they said. But we know what he was talking about. And he wasn't just talking about the wokeness of like American culture and the idea, of how far left they've gone into colleges. He was talking about pure American culture, kids having sleepovers, not studying like they do, constantly in Japan. And sure, you can be a little bit more successful there, but it also limits their creativity and their innovation in those countries. That's been a major problem for them. So we know what Ramaswamy is doing here. And then we've got this, what percentage of new jobs have gone to white males in America from 2021 to 2024? 6% of new jobs added by the S&P top 100 companies in the US went to white males. 6%. You've got Charlie Kirk basically taking a middle stance. It's what these really popular people are going to do. They don't want to anger the Elon base. They don't want to anger the MAGA base. They say it's a psyop. They say it's the left doing this. Guys, I understand people are going to say this is exactly what the left wants you to do. If Elon Musk is going to come out and start criticizing us with this horrible rhetoric, he's just like, you got to listen to what Elon Musk is saying. It's real bad. Like we're just not going to, is the left forcing Elon Musk to say all these things? It's like, are we not allowed to have opinions because, it's going to be, it's going to hurt the Republican Party. I just have loyalty to the United States and really to myself on being honest on some of these things. I mean, you just have to. This is a good one. The biggest companies that you use their products daily were founded by a group of leaders who worked 80 hours a week for many years. This doesn't mean everyone should do it. Only a few do it because they bought into a cause, not money, but a cause. Money is a byproduct. Well, no, you're describing a business owner. Really, that's what they're describing. But on top of that, this is the culture. It's like, you're using immigrants to come in and have leverage over the immigrants. They're all fighting for green cards, so they're going to work more. This is not a proper way the United States should be doing this. And then it's praised like, oh my goodness, you work so hard. And they're taking jobs from Americans because they work harder than Americans because they're fighting for a green card when we could very easily find. But you know what? Heaven forbid, Elon. Guys. See this? No. I know the problem. I'm sorry. This is just Elon Musk's. If we got rid of this visa program, Elon Musk's net worth would go from 474 billion to 468 billion. It's a travesty. I mean, we need it. We need it. It's gonna go down. Now I'm arguing liberal talking points, but that's a good one if you're a liberal to use. But and then you've got this. This is what Trump said back in 2016. This is very good here.
The H-1B very well, and it's something. The H-1B very well, and it's something that I frankly use, and I shouldn't be allowed to use. We shouldn't have it. Very, very bad for workers. And second of all, I think it's very important to say, well, I'm a businessman, and I have to do what I have to do, and it's sitting there waiting for you. But it's very bad. It's very bad for business in terms of. It's very bad for our workers, and it's unfair for our workers, and we should end it.
So that is Trump admitting. In a very similar way, he admitted to the loopholes within taxes, saying that, yeah, the H-1Bs are abused by very rich people for cheaper labor. And that was back in 2016, and he put out statements in March of 2016, and he did try and take action during his first term but he did not have the overall congressional power to really change anything. So that was Trump's stance back in 2016. What he said today, saying, he supports the H-1Bs, wide scale, it doesn't surprise me. And I said last night in my live stream, I thought Trump would come out and support it. And that's why Musk was just so gung-ho about these visas and really just trying to dunk on people over them and just very bullheaded about it, because I think he had Trump's support, and he probably influenced Trump on this issue a decent bit as well. And that's what you do. You can buy that influence when you go out, you campaign for Trump, when you own X. And we're seeing a few signs from Musk now that are very concerning, as he would like to say. He says everything is concerning, but he's banning some accounts, he's suspending accounts, and these accounts are not really violating anything that I can see. And a lot of the accounts criticize Musk over the H-1B issue. Musk has come out, he's swearing at people, he's unhinged, he's acting like a 5-year-old. So we'll see where this leads, right? This is not positive stuff. But, that's Trump basically saying that. And again, Trump said he wants selective immigration. This is Trump saying, well, we're going to beat everyone. We're going to go out and take, we want America to be number one. We're going to, steal all your talent, everything like that. So it doesn't surprise me too much. But I would be interested in Trump's opinion on, them potentially trying to expand the H-1B, because I think what's going to happen is they're going to say, and this is how the situation is going to resolve, they're going to say, well, we're going to eliminate the fraud, or we're going to work to that and just bring people over, on the top 1%. And I'm guessing that's how this situation is going to be resolved in terms of that. But I just think it's so backwards. The idea that, and look, you can have immigrants come into the country. I've seen the AI numbers. They're not great in terms of, natural born talent here in this country, American citizens. You've got to get a lot from China. And right now that's just the reality of it. There are also, and again, these are anecdotal, because it's like, well, are these American citizens on the level that they need to be for Musk? But there are a lot of very highly accomplished American citizens that just graduated, and you've got the professor saying these kids can't find work anywhere. They're so impressive. I know they're anecdotal points, but you do also have that. So you've got kind of both sides of it. And so, if you need to get it's hard to really know, because that these H-1Bs, if you're an employer, you would much rather have the immigrant come over because it's easier for your company and it works better. And there's already a very high turnover rate at many of these positions, and they're only here on 3 or 6 year visas, and they have to prove themselves. So you're going to get a much significantly higher productive employee doing that type of thing, where you've got the green card hanging over their head. That's just the reality of the situation. And what, Musk not saying that or not acting like it, it's just totally disingenuous. So, it is a complex situation. And again, I think they'll probably say, well, we're going to try and reform this program, but they're going to keep it. And that's probably what's going to be happening. But I just think the mentality that a lot of these people have with, the tech side of it, to where they want to outsource everything. And you've got Musk, and he'll say he's trolling. And see, this is a problem with a lot of these people. If you're someone that has a serious conversation, then you say, oh, I'm just trolling. It's like, come on, dude, grow up. Seriously. But Musk calls the citizens stupid and stuff. And, it is what it is. And just a final thing that I'll say when it comes to this, there is some perspective that is needed. It is still very, very critical. And we're all very happy that Trump won. I still do want to see, obviously, what Elon and Vivek do. I think they could do some good things with the Department of Government Efficiency. We do need perspective on that. We need to understand that. On the other hand, people saying it's a psyop. These are things that Vivek and Musk have said. It is just the reality, and they're not backing down from them. So, this is what they believe. You either want to argue it's a psyop, or liberals are blowing out of proportion to try and get us to turn on Musk. Obviously, Musk is his own person. He helped Trump win the election. He thinks he should have some type of power. And so there's potentially could be a power struggle. Right now, it seems like Musk and Trump are in lockstep. I think Trump, before the election, anytime he would bring up illegal immigration, Trump would be sure to say, but I want legal immigration. He wants lots of legal immigration. He said that. So that is something he said. And so a program like this, probably going to be reformed, or they're going to argue to reform it. And that's how the situation is going to be solved within the Republican Party. Musk and Vivek are still huge players. It's not going to change. It is what it is. So you have perspective, and you understand that when it comes to a situation like this, and Musk is extremely powerful. He is worth, the richest man in the world, and has control of X and all of that, yada, yada, yada. But you can't just allow him to do it. And, I'm just going to have my own opinion. There's going to be differences. It is what it is. And, this is the situation. So that is basically it, guys. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.